A streak continued, a new DLC, and limited progress on my Final Fantasy journey. These were all aspects of my April. In some ways, I was pretty happy with the games I played in April, but in a few ways, I was a bit disappointed as well. So let's take a look and see what I played in April of 2025 and why I was both happy and disappointed with the month. For the fourth month in a row now, I have 2 games placed on the completed list. I didn't expect this to happen, but a couple of short PC games helped keep the streak alive. The first of these is Magic Archery. This was a free-to-play short little idle style game that has you shooting arrows at targets. It's pretty simple, doesn't take long to complete, but was also pretty satisfying. I feel like idle games swing between being too short or too long, and this one definitely hits on the shorter side of things. Personally though, I kind of enjoy the shorter experiences more than the longer ones that just feel really drug out and unnecessarily long. I had fun with it and enjoyed the experience, but just remember it is an idle style game. I'll be posting a review of this in May most likely, so keep a lookout for that. The second game I completed in April was Project Cat Paper Lily Prologue. This was another short free-to-play game, but was of a very different genre. Project Cat was more of a horror-themed adventure and puzzle game. You play as a girl named Cat attempting some occult ritual. You go around part of your school looking for items to do what you need, and there are a number of different endings that you can achieve depending on the choices you make throughout the game. This was also a short experience, but I found it super interesting. It is a prologue for a game called Paper Lily, which I think is also a free-to-play game, and this prologue for it definitely has me interested in giving that a try. This will also be another game that I'll be reviewing in May. There is only one story game on the list this month, mainly due to finishing my 2 shorter games on PC and not having time to start a new one. And that story game is Final Fantasy IX. Now, this is where some of the disappointment comes in, as I didn't wind up playing Final Fantasy IX very much during April. I did play it a couple of times, but not as much as I would have liked to. I think the main reason behind this was the release of a certain DLC this month that took up a good portion of my time, but I'll get to that later in the video. Even though I haven't played it much, I do continue to really enjoy Final Fantasy IX though, and I'm looking forward to continuing the story of Zidane and his companions. Hopefully May will see me making more progress in this game than I did in April though. Moving on from story games, I'll be focusing on games that I call endless games. These are games that don't have clear-cut endings. They can be online PvP, arcade, sandbox, creative, simulation, or party games. Some of these are games I enjoy quite a bit and keep playing off and on, while others are ones that I play for a season and then move on from. There are also games that we'll play as a family off and on depending on the month. April's list of endless games largely stays the same from last month, but there are a few games here that weren't on last month's list. There always seems to be a group of regulars here and a few that vary every month in this category. And the first endless game that is one of the regulars is Fortnite. By this point, Chapter 6 Season 2 of Fortnite has wound down. It was a fun season and I enjoyed it overall. Having gold be useful in so many ways during that season and also being very plentiful was really nice, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Overall, I didn't really have a lot of complaints about the season. Sure, the bat was a bit annoying at times, but they were typically pretty easy to find, so you had a chance to use it just as much as you did have it use against you, which in that case I think those kind of things are fair, and overall I enjoyed using the bat, and while you did get the cheap death sometimes due to the bat, it wasn't an issue that I ran into that much. We also had a new festival pass drop in April as well, with Sabrina Carpenter being the focus. We do enjoy playing festival mode quite a bit, as we like the rhythm genre and it can be another source of XP to gain levels. May will see the start of both a new season and a new LEGO pass. While we don't really play LEGO Fortnite at all, I do still get the contents since I have Fortnite Crew. Since the new season is going to be Star Wars themed, I'm looking forward to it. The small May the 4th events have always been fun, so I imagine that a whole Star Wars season will be as well. Second endless game is Marvel Snap. There isn't really anything out of the ordinary in my Snap playing this month. The only slight difference is that I did make it to the 80s this month, but otherwise it was pretty normal. I was able to get my Conquest variant and stayed right around where I normally end a season. There were 2 big things in Marvel Snap this month though. We had another round of High Voltage this month, which I didn't really expect, but wasn't unhappy about. I was able to get all the rewards from it like usual, which is always nice. And then just this past week, the second major change occurred, and this was about card acquisition. They moved from the Spotlight cash system to one that should make getting cards a bit easier. At least that's the hope. It's too early to tell if this is actually what will happen since it just released, but I'm hoping it will be a better system than the Spotlight keys. Speaking of getting cards, April continued to be a good month for new cards for me. I was able to get Captain Carter from the Season Pass, as well as Goliath, Infinity Ultron, Toxie, Ajax, Strange Supreme, Aranya, and Fan Fei over the month. I've really enjoyed Captain Carter and Goliath. Infinity Ultron is also interesting, but didn't quite feel as consistent to me. But I also haven't played him since his recent buff. I also did play a little bit of Strange Supreme at the very end of the month, and did enjoy what I had played of him because he can get pretty powerful. Problem with him I've found is that he can also get taken out pretty easily by Shang-Chi, and that can kind of ruin your whole game. The rest of them I have yet to stick in a deck, so I can't really comment on those very much. The third endless game is NGU Idol. I felt like I made some significant progress in NGU Idol this month. I locked in and finished up both the No NGU and No Time Machine challenges. While this did take a bit more focus than how I normally play NGU Idol, I didn't have a lot of trouble getting through those. This means that I only have the 24 challenges left before I have all the evil difficulty challenges complete. I'm not sure how quick I will be able to get through this one though, since I haven't even made it to boss 301 in evil mode just normally yet. So yeah, I'm guessing that it'll probably take a little bit to be able to do that in a 24-hour period of time. I'm hoping that summer will see me enter into the hardest difficulty of the game, Sadistic. Then I can start the final charge to the end of the game and maybe even be able to put NGU Idol in the completed category by the end of the year. I have to wait and see if that'll be a dream or reality as we continue on. The fourth endless game is Marvel Rivals. April saw a new season come to Marvel Rivals. Season 2 arrived with the Hellfire Gala being the main theme of the season. Emma Frost was the new hero added to the mix, while Krakoa was a new map added. I haven't played on Krakoa enough to really know what I think of that map. It hasn't left a great first impression on me, but I have enjoyed my time playing Emma. I've mostly been trying to earn Lord on Magneto in between completing the various quests that the season has been putting forward for the new Mantis skin, so I don't really have a lot of time played as Emma, but I've enjoyed what I've done so far. I am still enjoying Marvel Rivals quite a bit overall. While some of the limited time modes in Rivals aren't always great, like the Big Head mode that they just released, the base game remains fun overall for me. You do run into matches where you get railroaded or you wind up destroying the other team, which isn't always the most engaging and fun, but still the game remains one of the most played for our family. The fifth endless game is Stardew Valley. In my playthrough of Stardew Valley Expanded, I am in spring of year 3 and have been working on expanding my crops and production ability to increase my daily profits for the farm. The main place I've been putting my money has been on upgrades for the house, but I am also trying to save up enough materials to upgrade my barn and coop to an expanded only upgrade level. It will take a little prep for this, but the upgrade seems really nice and worth it. One bad thing about the month was that the expanded mod changed how the greenhouse looked, and that made things go a little weird. I had to download a moving mod to get it all straightened out, but it still isn't quite right yet. We also played together as a family and are building up a nice little farm. We're mostly at the stage of trying to get enough money to upgrade our inventories and tools, but we've also started working on building a coop and getting our first couple of chickens. It's been fun to play co-op together, and while it is definitely a different experience than playing on our own, it is still Stardew Valley and it's a lot of fun to do. The sixth endless game is Rock Band 4. While the first 5 games are pretty much on the list monthly, Rock Band 4 is still no stranger. It tends to be a game we play every few months or so, and when we play it, we have a good time. Our whole family is really into music and rhythm games, and pulling out our plastic instruments makes for a very good time. We've mainly just been playing through our tour playthrough and going through any set lists that we haven't played through yet. The seventh endless game is Vampire Survivors. A free DLC and a free content update were both added to Vampire Survivors in April. This made Vampire Survivors get a bit more love for me than it has in recent months. It also ate into my time for story games since I wanted to get a review out for this new DLC. The new DLC was called the Emerald Diorama and was a crossover with the Saga series of games. I don't really know much about that series, but I still played the DLC over the month and enjoyed my time with it. I do have a DLC review out for it if you're wanting to know my thoughts. It's free though, so it's definitely a DLC you don't have to worry about wasting money on if you don't happen to like it. And the eighth and final endless game for April is the Jackbox Party Pack 7 and 8. I didn't think we were going to play Jackbox this month, and then my daughter picked it to play together on one of the last days of April. We mostly play Jackbox Party Pack 8, playing each of the game modes once. Pack 8 is a very solid pack, and I do enjoy pretty much every game in that one. We did also play a little bit of 7, but we only really played Talking Points, which is a favorite of the family, and particularly of our kids. For trophies, there really isn't any change on the trophy trophy front for April. I'm still focused on the game that I've been playing the last few months, and that is Ys Origin. My main focus is still working through a playthrough on Nightmare difficulty. I did make it through 2 bosses during the month, but each boss tends to need a bit of grinding before I'm able to take them on. This is making for slow progress through the game, but I only play a little bit of this at a time, and I'm just happy that I am making consistent progress at all. And that's what I played in April. I was happy to get 2 games finished again, even if they were just short, free-to-play games. I also had a good time playing the new Vampire Survivors content, even if it slightly took time from my Final Fantasy IX playthrough. There are just so many good games out there and not enough time to get through them all. How about you? What have you been playing in April? Let me know in the comments, as it's always fun to see what others are playing and if you would recommend those games. Hope everyone had a great month though, and that you've been playing games that you enjoy. That's all for now, so I'll see you in the next video.